Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to TerickTime. I hope you have had a wonderful December, a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah. Hello, whichever you may celebrate, or if none of the above, I hope you ate some decent food and spent some time with friends and family. Hi. I have taken some time off around the holidays and just kind of let myself play the game a little bit and enjoy things again. Well, not that I haven't enjoyed things the whole time, but without the pressure of feeling like I need to record. Yeah. I need to sleep, and then I have a few things that I would like to show you. Firstly, in the last episode, I made this wonderful storage building for the cake project and fully decorated up this tier of the cake. And then I proceeded to move in, and everything is nicely organized and labeled. Yes, it's manual, but I like my manual storage. It's okay. And this is not the same chest monster. This is 3 or 4 chest monsters later. I've been doing things, but this is a couple different projects on the go. But first things first. Just past our wee little bread stand here, I did a little bit of a stream. Yes, that's new. We'll get to that in a second. Where we decorated this little level of the cake project a little bit with a fancy little statue, just white to contrasty the thing. I needed vines, so I've been just kind of growing them on the wall. Just ignore said vines. And then a couple of little happy little trees and some flowers. Nothing crazy here. It still needs a little bit of life. Something like a couple of carts, a wheelbarrow, a little stand, something of that nature. But the bigger thing that I did was on the layer below this one. And it starts off with this fancy little ruined bridge kind of thing. But to get a better angle, we're just gonna scooch down the stairs here, and ta-da! I've been really into working with kind of just like a stony grayscale kind of thing. And I wanted to add some jutty out bits to the cake project. So I put in this little bit of a bridge, and originally I put my nether portal kind of in this arch, but I really didn't like how it was just a big purple wall. You know how portals are, but so that then got removed. But this little bridge adds just a little bit of character and a jutty out bit to the cake project, just kind of giving it a little bit more depth and kind of character. And then I brought the entire area alive with some little trees and flowers and carts, and I've kind of made this level of the cake kind of almost the layer where travel happens, because, well, this is now my nether portal. And you might be thinking, Terrick, there's no portal. Well, that's because I don't like the big purple wall of purple that is a portal. So I made a fancy portal where I can step on a pressure plate, I get a portal, and then, just after enough time for me to go through said portal, while the chunks are still loaded, the portal breaks. I'm very proud of myself for this one. It is fancy and simple, and there's just a wee little bit of redstone back here. Don't judge me. It's just a repeater clock, and you can't see it, but there's a thingy up there, and there's a dispenser there to light it. And there's a dispenser there with a water bucket to break it. Super simple, right? But fancy, and I like it. Now, I haven't recorded in so long, my voice is tired. Fountain we've covered. This little area is something that it's a work in progress, but I built this kind of little staging area because I built another little kind of ruined thing, which I'm just gonna hop over to this roof here to take a look. It's kind of like the column of an old bridge kind of thing, where this column is the only kind of piece that's left. I might try and build some other ruins a little bit further down, just kind of like other columns. It's kind of I've been playing a lot of the game Outriders lately, and there's a lot of like big ruins and statues and monuments and whatnot. And yes, it's definitely inspiring me very heavily right now, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yes, it's a really fun game if you like alien shooting and whatnot, and it's a good thing. It's a thing. Anyway, so I've got the existing kind of ancient ruins here, and then with the current me living here, I have now built a little bit of a wooden bridge going out the ruined bridge bit here. for kind of like an area of transportation. And my thought is eventually we're going to build some type of flying something, kind of like a Zeppelin, not a Zeppelin, more like a steampunky Zeppelin. So it's going to be like a ship with hot air balloons. I haven't gotten that far. I got the idea, and it's stewing, it's cooking up in my old brain, and the smoke is coming out of my ears. But that's as far as I've gotten. And also, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there is one thing left that I do need to show you. It was a thing, and it is over at the Megabase. That sounded extremely enthusiastic. I'm sorry. Over here at the farm storage, I have been busy. As many of you know, with the aspect of 120 kind of just around the corner, Mojang has introduced bamboo blocks, and I, for one, am very excited for that possibility. But that means, being the over-prepared person I am, is I would like to start hoarding some bamboo in advance, so as soon as 120 drops, I can update the world and build with the fancy new pretty things, because who doesn't like fancy and new? Well, you know. Anyway, yeah, so I built a big old bamboo farm. It's a big one, and it is exceptionally productive. Pardon the janky redstone here, but this was here so I could AFK at it. So I would put the repeater facing the redstone, and then the daylight sensor would make the big old flying machine run every morning and night. I then have a fleet of minecart offloaders to skedoodle there and skedoodle back, picking everything up. And it has been very, very productive. So just over here, this is not final, but this is the storage for it, because I was not going to bother trying to get all of this up the tower. Plus, this is a lot. This is 40 chests, and they are almost, well, I yoinked some for sticks because I needed sticks, but yeah, I think I'm probably around 30, 35 double chests of bamboo right now. Plus, we're going to do the extremely satisfying thing, of watching this run. Here in my extremely dirty AFK hole, I have a little button. This is the manual press, so I'm gonna skedoodle the button, and then we're gonna run outside. So 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at all that bamboo. Fantastic. And the minecarts are already on their way. Yes, there's some bamboo there, but don't worry. That old flying machine's coming back. And look at all of them. See, they're offloading, and then they start to skedoodle again, just to make sure they're picking everything up here. And the minecarts will run a couple of times to make sure everything gets picked up. It's fantastic, and I am very excited for bamboo blocks. And while I was getting all of that bamboo, which is amazing, I also got a lot of iron, which I have foolishly taken and made into iron blocks. So I have 18 here, and I have another 27 for today's project, which is gonna be turned into well, something a little bit more useful than iron blocks, because I have more iron than I ever know what to do with. So we're gonna take that iron and turn it into emeralds via the mountain village, because, well, I've been working on the cake project a lot, and I feel like doing something different, and you might want something different too. So let's switch things up, grab a couple resources, and head up to the mountain village. Wait. In the last episode, I threw out a little comment asking if anybody was good with banners, to see if they could come up with a little old fancy banner for Dolphin Cove. And one particular viewer by the name of Stowe has delivered. We're gonna make this thing real quick. This being everything I do need, I do have to make a thing, I think it's called a thing pattern, which is an enchanted golden apple. So thankfully I have one. It is my only enchanted golden apple for some reason. I thought I got more in the ancient cities, but I don't know what I did with them. But you know, so we're just gonna make the, yeah, it is a thing banner, and then I am gonna skedoodle this little banner pattern, because I gotta get the, is it a schematic? I don't even know what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna make it real quick, and let me show you. And would you look at that? Stowe, thank you so very much. It totally is like a little gradient sky, and then there's the curvature for a dolphin jumping out of the water, and then the blue's the water, and the cyan at the bottom is kind of like some seaweed. I love it. I love it also very much. So eventually I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these, and I'm gonna start using them to decorate around Dolphin Cove. And I am so excited that this has happened, that it inspired me, and I made a couple of other banners for the Mountain Village, which is right here. Waha! Let's take a quick little look-see at this one, where I made this one. So I've got the gray being the mountain, the brown kind of symbolizing, and it's a house. The brown is a house. You just trust me on this one. The brown part's the house. And then we've got the green for the grass, the gray at the bottom for some rocks, and the yellow for a big old fancy sun. I like it. I hope you like it too. Let me know. Let me know what you think of the banners in the comments. It's something that's just kind of been a little bit fun for me to do something a wee bit different. But now I feel like I've been talking for 84 years, so let's skedoodle up to the Mountain Village and start working on some stuff, building the thing. You know what I mean. So for some of you that do know, and some of you that don't know, this being the Mountain Village, where all of my happy little villagers reside. So we've got the melon and pumpkin farm, we've got the cathedral for the stonemason trading, and then we have the castle up at the top here for our happy little librarians. But now, I need a happy little place for villagers to trade iron for emeralds. And I have come up with a little bit of a concept, slightly dwarven inspired, I suppose. And we are going to be working on a project that is not going to be completed in this episode because it's a big, hefty project. But it is going to be called the Hall of Iron. So, not like a banquet hall, but like a cavern hall. Think of like Mines of Moria, you know, that kind of big, grand kind of feel is what I'm hoping to achieve here. So, I have gone ahead and done the boring part, which involved digging a lot. So, my current plan is to kind of expand our little roadway or pathway up some fancy doodle stairs here. And then this is going to become some big kind of towers kind of nestled into the mountain. That's the mountain. That's the word I'm looking for. So I will have to kind of build the towers and then terraform the mountain kind of around them a little bit to make it look like they're kind of nestled in. And then we're going to be building a little bit of a hallway coming through into the back here. And I totally misjudged the size of that I wanted to go for, and I broke through the surface. So more terraforming up top. Yes, I will get rid of the floating trees. Don't worry. They will be gone shortly. But yeah, this is going to be the Hall of Iron, and it's going to look fancy. But for now, I'm thinking for this episode, a good chunk of something to do would be to work on the two towers that are... Two towers. I just made a Lotter reference without even realizing it. Whoops. Anyway, we're going to make the two towers out at the frontier, and that is going to be kind of the project here, and then we're going to start working on the hallway if we have time. I hope we do, kind of thing, or the staircase. Maybe the staircase. Staircase sounds like fun. But anyway, let me plunk down my old resources here, and I am going to scoot you over into a fantastic time lapse. So I hope you enjoy me building two towers. I think that went rather well. I know it's a lot of gray right now. It needs a little bit of sprucing up, a little bit of leaves, and I still have to nestle it into the mountain. So the plan, basically this kind of little bit here that's all flat, I gotta terraform that, and I'm thinking I kind of want to bring the dirt out kind of along the stone there. So this kind of corner is all buried kind of thing. And same thing kind of over on this side here. So there's quite a bit of work to do there, but I'm thinking the terraforming is a pretty decent stream project. So I'll do that on stream probably. So what I'm thinking next is I've gathered a few things and I want to just quickly kind of design out this hall a little bit. And I've got an idea. So I think it's a decent one. And I'm hoping I have everything I'm gonna need here. So let's start off with, well, you know, normally we're gonna need some support. So I'm gonna get a couple of kind of support beams going around here. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3. And then we'll play together a little bit and come up with some fancy and party details for this little hall. And now that I have some fancy little beams with your mandatory little breakup of a note block and then just a little bit of spruce to add a little bit of life here. And now I'm thinking I do want to continue the kind of like, I've been using blue lanterns, the soul lanterns and the soul fire for lighting in this kind of this build. And I want to continue that going through here. So I'm thinking like a little thing of fire here. And then I guess we should probably use a little bit of stone to kind of spruce it up a little bit. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I don't want to have the fire on kind of ground level where a villager may walk into it because they're kind of like that. But I'm thinking if I do something second level, I should be able to keep them safe. And then we're thinking, well, I'm thinking a little bit of a stone for some decoration. And then I don't really like the front of the soul sand. So I was thinking of just slapping a trapdoor on the front just to give it a little bit of color with the acacia trapdoor. And then, well, I'll have to figure out some type of little stone detail kind of going up the wall a little bit, maybe. Let's see if I have, oh, seriously, having a beacon for the jump boost while building sometimes is just magnificent. I'm thinking something like that. And then if maybe I do the little stair detail where you do the upside down stair and then a couple of slabs right beside it if I can. And then all we have to do is a little boop, and it's not bad, not bad, not bad. So let me do that a couple more times, you know, 1, 2, 3, and then let's see if there's any other finer details that we can add to the hallway. And there we go. So what I've done is I brought a little bit of the outside inside. So by using that kind of netherrack and the soul lantern, and then of course it being the halls of iron in Minecraft, poppies are just affiliated with iron and iron farms. So I figured, you know, I'm just going to kind of continue bringing that kind of little bit of a pop of color in. And I've seen this kind of going around, and I was talking to a couple of people about just kind of scattering around more of the kind of flower pots on the ground. And I really like how that kind of detail is kind of come through, and it just helps bring another element of color and just kind of something going on. And then added a little bit more up to the top here, added just a little bit of a stone detail along the top. But I think for a hallway that I'm not going to be spending much time in and more so just passing through, it's a gorgeous one. I love it. I love it also very much. And now with that setting sun, unfortunately, so must the sun set on this episode as well. Thank you so very much for sharing your day with me, everybody. I hope you, oh wait, hang on, we haven't done a shaders look. My bad. Da-da! Oh, shiny. I like it. But as I said before, this episode must come to a conclusion. Thank you so very much for sharing your day with me. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and a happy new year, as this will be coming out January 1st. Thank you so very much, everybody, for sharing your day with me. And I'll see you next year. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.